Our segment Hot Button is a place where we talk about various issues. And this week is on something very important indeed. Hello and welcome to Hot Button. Today we're going to be talking about a very heavy yet pertinent topic, depression. With the recent suicide of Robin Williams, it's kind of been brought to everyone's attention and everyone seems to be talking about it. Personally, I find depression so hard to understand. I haven't been diagnosed with it myself. I don't know, maybe I even have it, who knows. But the people I do know who have it, from what I can tell and see, it seems very complicated and confusing.
Totally, it definitely is. Depression is super complex and super confusing for people to grasp and come to terms with. I myself personally have been struggling with depression for around 5 years now, and I definitely can say it plays a huge role in my life.
Really? Wow. I think, there are those typical signs of someone being depressed. They're closed off, they don't like sharing things, they're kind of to themselves. The little things that you can kind of tell, and you see that a lot. But for me, what I struggle with is, when you see that, what can you do to help someone who's in depression? Like, what can I do?
I don't really think it's necessarily about, helping them per se. It's more understanding what they're going through and just being something positive and uplifting in their life that they probably don't really have. And like I said, there's a lot of people that I know who don't even believe in this disease. Like, they think it's for attention or selfishness, and really it's far from it.
I mean, I guess I can understand a little bit about where that sentiment comes from, but it's really a one-dimensional way of looking at the disease, because it's quite complicated, isn't it? I mean, how complicated would you say it is?
Well, for myself personally, it's been all over the map, from one extreme to the next, from switching medications to every month to now not being on any at all.
So, is that what it's like for everyone?
Well, not necessarily. We see depression in all different people. Mums who've just had a newborn, they get postpartum depression. I've heard of people, when the weather's changing and not becoming so nice, you get something called like the winter blues. But for people like me who suffer on a daily basis, you don't know what person you're waking up next to. Some days it is just you are so happy and bubbly and no one would have a care in the world and know what you're going through. And other days I go in my fridge and look for milk for my coffee and there is none, and you don't even want to talk to me that day. I'm out for the count.
Oh, really? Wow. So I guess, like, what does a low look like for you?
Well, it can range. I remember when it got really bad for me. I was at a baseball tournament with my family and friends. What should be a great weekend that people would find as positive and uplifting, and I wasn't there. My mind was elsewhere. And I remember sitting next to my mom, waiting in between baseball games, and I just kind of glanced over and said, we got to go to the hospital, because I really didn't know what tomorrow was going to look like.
Wow, that sounds like it was quite a defining moment in your depression journey. So have things improved since then?
Yes and no. I've come to terms with my depression and my disorder, and I'm very aware of how it affects me and kind of how to come to terms with it. And this way I find I can now advocate and, let others know who are unsure and unaware of this topic. Then again, I'm not perfect. I still struggle every day with this, and, it becomes stressful. I can't snap out of it. I just want to be normal.
And that's terrible. I mean, so basically what you're saying is you don't know how depression is going to manifest itself in your day or on what day. And then when it does happen, you don't know how to fix it because you've tried all sorts of different things to varying degrees of success. That must be so frustrating.
It totally is. It's like being Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's, for someone who's been dealing with this for over a decade, it's just, I want people to know it's a very real disease. It's not some sort of act of selfishness or a means of getting attention. Depression doesn't choose who it attacks. It attacked me without knowing. So if you know someone or you yourself are going through depression, there are many hotlines and avenues for you to reach out to. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of Hot Button.